Hey yo, LAZ man, make sure y'all go check that Dehaven joint Marcy made on like 5, 6 streaming platforms. You heard? Hey yo, I fixed the audio on this because the last time I dropped the full interview, a lot of y'all dudes was complaining that the audio was too low. So I fixed that problem. The audio is nice and clear and crispy now. Know what I mean? And I'm dropping this, re-releasing this in 4K. I told y'all I was gonna do that. You heard? So now I'm gonna drop it in segments in 4K. Cause that 2-hour 4K file, I ain't built for it. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I ain't on that level yet to be dealing with 2-hour 4K files. You heard? I'm trying to get up to that level though. But anyway, man, comment gang in the building, Slim Blunt gang in the building. Let me know what you rep. You heard? If you from Marcy, leave a comment. If you from Bed-Stuy, leave a comment. You heard? Brooklyn, what's pop?
That's Marcy, son.
That shit hard. That shit hard. Yeah, bro, so with this whole Marcy talk that we've been doing lately, like, I had to get up with you because you a true Marcy legend, true Marcy icon, an OG. And the series just wouldn't be right without me having you on here to hear that real Marcy Brooklyn spill. So, tell what's the story of Dehaven? Where did it all start for you?
Man, listen, right? First and foremost, man, thank you for having me, bro. From the time I peeped your joint, man, and hearing those stories and knowing, it's funny that, and knowing you doing the stories, knowing that I used to write stories and post stories and shit, right? I don't know if you're aware of that. That 444 page was something vicious for those who knew about that. But yeah, man, I think your shit was dope, and I really couldn't wait to do this, bro.
That's what's up.
Especially after I don't heard some of the people from Marcy doing it and shit, and I'm like, nah, I gotta get a part of this and shit.
That's right, that's
You know
right.
what I'm saying?
Shout out to Big Slop. Shout out to Trub. Shout out to the dudes who put in that Marcy Memoirs work. You heard?
Yes.
The bro Corey. Now, I mean, we had some good Marcy stories on there, but I know you got them super Marcy stories.
Yeah, I mean,
straight up.
Stories for days, man. But yeah, man, you got the perfect platform, man, and it's a pleasure for us to even be sitting down doing this, man, for me. I've been wanting to do this for Marcy. You get what I'm saying? But first, right, from the top, man, you guys got to follow me at Marcy Made Series, man. And you got to follow me on IG. I'm on the Marcy Made Series, man. Follow that. You got to follow that. And if you didn't see Marcy Made documentary, you playing yourself. And if you didn't, I'm gonna give you a chance to. After you hear, Marcy Memoirs, you might want to check out Marcy Made. Just on the love, bro.
Definitely. Go check that on Amazon Prime Video, Tubi. You heard, download it, stream it. It's fire. You heard, it's Brooklyn.
Share it, you know what I'm saying? With no hatred, no BS, you know what I'm saying, towards anybody, man. It's a real good documentary. We getting crazy, man. I don't know. We had like 5 different platforms of streaming services that picked us up.
Oh, word.
You know what I'm saying? We doing good, bro. We doing really good, man. So the support has been there. And I just been, it's dope, man. Check it out if you ain't check it out, man. But Marcy Made Memoirs.
8 platforms.
Oh, 8 platforms?
9 with Amazon.
9 with Amazon, bro. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all, man. If you ain't seen Marcy Made documentary, you playing yourself, man. And like he just said, 9 different platforms. You don't get on 9 different platforms just by doing just nothing. It don't happen that way, man. That's hard work and dedication, and thank y'all for tuning into that, man. I appreciate it, the love.
Yeah, it's big business.
You know what I'm saying? But Marcy Memoirs. Where do I start now, right? I'm gonna start right with shout out to all my OGs, man, all the people I used to look up to. You know what I'm saying? The G-Cash, the Moets, the Hal Bows, the Burrells, you know what I'm saying? Danny, Danny Dan, all the Marcy made OGs, man. Shout out to all of them, man. I think watching them had, you know, I got a little bit installed in me and just watching all of that all my life in Marcy made, watching them, looking up to them. Shout out to Black Merc. A lot of people don't know that Merc was like an older brother to me on some quiet shit. Like Black Merc, shout out to rest in peace, Black Merc. But shout out to all my OGs, man. If I missed any of you, man, you know what I'm saying? I'll mention it during this interview somewhere down the line when I'm telling you about how Marcy was for me. I come from Sumner Projects, really. My mom and them was living in Marcy before me because I was staying at my grandmom's house in Sumner Projects. Shout out to Sumner Projects, to the niggas I grew up. You know, I grew up with Shannon and Arnold and Natural and all of them, and Diesel and all of them. I grew up with a lot of them Sumner and Tompkins cats. So I went to 59, which was PS 59, where it was Sumner and Tompkins. So that, I had a relationship. This is going to play out in the long run, in years to come.
And this is like what year, like?
This is 7, 8 years old. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking first grade through 4th grade. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, 1st grade through 4th grade. So this is 7, 8, 9, whatever. I grew up there. I was staying in Sumner. I would have been there longer, but to a tragic event, like 2 of my best friends got murdered. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was my first encounter. Like, that was my first encounter of death for us, for a young boy. You know what I'm saying?
They was Sumner dudes?
Sumner, no, they was my little friends, a 12-year-old and a 9-year-old type of situation like that. You know what I'm saying? Yo, heinous crime.
What happened to them?
You know what I'm saying? They found one of my little homeboy in the apartment, in the elevator shaft and shit, hanging and shit. Tragic, man. I don't even want to talk about it, but rest in peace, LaShawn and Greg. That's who my friends was, and that was the turning point of my life of knowing, like, yo, it's a boogeyman out there. You know what I'm saying? For a kid. You used to running around the hallways and doing all of this until your innocence is broken with some shit like that. So now you're not, when you run around the hallways, you like this, you scared, you asking somebody to walk you upstairs type of shit. So that's your encounter, that's the trauma from that shit. But when that happened and they ain't find the people who did it right away, my mom said, nah, you gotta come to Marcy and shit. So that's how I ended up in Marcy. You know what I'm saying?
Did they ever catch the dude who did that though?
Oh, they caught him. If you want to Google that, man, I don't know, that's like I want to say 79, 78.
So he just was a crazed child killer?
Nah, it was 2 guys broke into the crib and Shorty was home type of situation. And yo, they did some wild shit, man, like really some wild shit. You know, if you would Google that, man, and you'll see why I can't even like reiterate how they did them. You know what I'm saying? But they caught him, and that's cool, and that's what's up. So with that, like I said, my mom's automatically say, yo, come on, Marcy and shit, so I'm coming. So that's how I ended up in Marcy early, like that, you know what I mean? And getting there, let me not fast forward though. Growing up in Sumner was popping, right? You know what I mean? People I was around that raised me and shit. My godfather was from Sumner, right? My godfather's name was Money Tree. His name was Money Tree. You know what I'm saying? And I used to watch him and look up to him. Every Saturday he come get me. I'm going to barbershop. I'm going to Aiken's barbershop, get a haircut. You know, got money in your pocket. Boom, here's a couple of dollars. You know, fly. I looked up to him. You know what I'm saying? I ain't had no role model then, but that's my godfather played this position. So I kind of had an eye on hustling when just watching my godfather. So when I got to Marcy, I ain't know nobody really, and I'm coming into the God body era. You know what I'm saying? This is when that era is starting to come. When I got to Marcy, everybody was turning God. You know what I'm saying? My brother name is Born Divine, Knowledge, this, whatever. So I knew one dude that I knew was, my brother knew was Righteous. Shout out to Righteous and shit. He had a brother named Nugget, which changed his name to Powerful later on. I know you heard of Pow Wow in some of the stories right now. I got Pow Wow when we go into 5th grade together, 4th and 5th grade together. When I moved to Marcy, he was the only one I knew. And Pow Wow was the first to tell me who I represent. You know what I'm saying? Like Marcy, we from Marcy. Because Pow Wow we used to walk through school and there used to be a gang. We used to have to pass through a gang territory. And
in Marcy?
We went to, when we got to Marcy, I ended up going to 168, PS 168, which was down the block, but you had to pass through a Spanish block. You had to go through, wasn't no way around it.
And it's like what, the early 80s?
This is the early 80s. You had to pass where these niggas Pat Wani in them. It was a gang. I remember one of the head leaders, Pat Wani was his name. So I used to walk to school with Pal, with Pal. Pal was first telling me, like, yo, first of all, we from Marcy. We ain't no punks.
How much older son was than you?
Nah, me and Pal the same age. Oh. You know what I'm saying? Like, but he more gutter with it. You know what I'm saying? Teaching me the ropes of like, yo, nah, son, you from Marcy? We ain't no punks. You know what I'm saying? We ain't letting them do this. You know what I'm saying? And this is how it's gonna be.
They're trying to rob.
Because they robbing niggas. 80% of the niggas that went to 168 was getting robbed by the gang every day. Every other day, them niggas was paying, getting extorted for their lunch money and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? But Pal was like, yo, that ain't happening to us. And I'm trying to tell you, we would be walking to school and Pal would be like, look, see, niggas lined up on the fence and everything. Pat Wani going through the pockets and shit, this and that. You see them pulling out wallets. And Pal like, nah, that shit ain't gonna happen.
And you said them niggas, where they was from exactly? That gang?
The gang was from this street, what the hell? You had to pass Bartlett Street. You had to pass this. 168 was on this street. You had to pass it. And they knew, you know what I'm saying? Niggas be out there with their jackets and shit. So one day, Pal, we go to school and they stressed us, right? They stressed us, right? So Pal, like everybody know Powerful, right? So Pal was like, what? See my wallet type of shit, right? So Pal like, man, fuck out of here. Yo, Pal take off his bag and shit. He like, yo, hold this to him, hold this. He giving me his book bag. He like, fuck that, y'all ain't taking shit. I'm gonna fight all of y'all. 1, 2, and 3. Like, he played 730 on these niggas and they like, I'm like, hold on, this nigga said he gonna fight all 3 of them. Like, you first, then you, and then you. Like, he tricked them out of jumping. You get what I'm saying? Like,
fearless.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I'm peeping this shit, I'm holding a book bag and everything. Like, yo, this nigga gonna fight all 3. But the real deal was, them niggas they didn't want to fight him because they thought he was 730. He was like, nah, and it ended up to like, yo, you know, you cool, you one of the cool ones, man, we gonna leave you alone type of shit. And Pal like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, I'm not having that shit. And this is my cousin too, he get the same treatment, you know what I'm saying? So that was a pass for me right there. But that also was an eye-opener for me about, nah, son, I see what he mean about, you know, representing Marcy and shit. This is what we gotta do, protect our shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna keep that with me. You know what I'm saying? And that's public school. So as the years started to, you know, Pal started to get much more advanced into the streets than I did. So next you know, he not even going to school no more. He's doing, you know, he's going to Spofford and all that shit and this and that. So he's done off. And then I'm on my way to actually junior high school, you know what I'm saying, 6th grade by by about 12, 13, I'm on some entrepreneur shit. Like my step pops was owning a social club and shit on the Ave, and he was a big hustler and this and that and the third. And then, you know, I used to go to his club and on a Saturday and clean up. You know what I'm saying? And make money. But I found myself always being there after school, do my homework and go there just to hang out with him and shit and be there, be around the social club, watching and seeing what he doing. But I also would end up working for the number man. His right-hand man used to run the numbers. So his right-hand man used to be like, yo, you know what I'm saying, go run these numbers in the projects and shit. So I go to old people cribs, get their numbers. I was hustling at a very young age. You know what I'm saying? So while a lot of niggas in Marcy was getting their character of a gangster and all that shit, I was really fascinated with hustling. You know what I'm saying? I was really fascinated with hustling. So here I am now. I'm 14, 13 years old. I'm fucking working in the numbers. I'm working for my step pops. Now that I'm working for my step pops, it's the mafia owner, social club across the street. And I'm talking about real social club. I'm in a real mafia, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Philly, you know what I'm saying? I know, rest in peace. Real mafia dude. Say, yo, you know what I'm saying? I like the way you do your social club cleanup. Come clean up over here every week in the same way. And that's, yo, I'm talking about $400-500 a week for a 13-year-old. You know what I'm saying?
That's great.
You know what I mean? So I was just always into getting money. Then I had a link with a supermarket when this nigga had 5 cash registers on there and nobody was packing bags at the time. I go to Sumner, I get my god brother, yo, Robbie. Shout out to Robbie, you know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, Rob, my god brother. I go get Robbie and I go get 3 other new niggas and say, yo, y'all wanna work this register? Y'all gonna make some mad money, just give me $50 and shit a day. And these niggas make it $200, $300. I'm talking about kids, man.
Packing bags?
Packing bags, bro.
Crazy.
We there at 6 o'clock in the morning. Packing bags, getting people to their cars, putting the groceries in their cars, you're getting $5 and $10.
And what supermarket was that?
This was called Big R. This was right off Myrtle Ave and shit. This was called Big R. Bro, about time Atari came out, I was buying my own shit. I went to the store and bought my own shit.
What, Atari?
Atari. When niggas was struggling, their parents was struggling, like, yo, I'm gonna get me Atari for Christmas. Nah, my nigga, I bought my own Atari, bro.
What, 2600?
The 52, the big one, the $4.99 one. I went and got that, right? My mom said, damn, you paid $500 for that? It's like, yeah. 2 days later, my mom was like, where the game at? You know where that shit was? Next door in Jay crib. Jay was playing with it. My mom was like, yo, you spent $500 to let somebody else play? I was just like, yo, that shit, it didn't make no money.
But you gave it to son of y'all, used to just be taking
yo,
it back
you
and
can
forth.
use it. I don't play with this shit. Like, after I played with it, I realized, like, it's fun, but it's not no money in it. You know what I'm saying? That shit was next door. You know what I'm saying? And then I blew up off a paper route. I had a paper route on Myrtle and Nostrand. I had a Sunday paper route that was taking out almost a stack.
What, a week?
On a Sunday.
On one day?
On one day. I had no times to mingle in the projects and be like, yo, this is my first gun. I would get to that, but I was already having money before all these niggas was already getting guns in their hands and doing all this, man. I wasn't fascinated with the gangster shit. You know what I'm saying? I talk my shit, but I never talk about me being somebody I wasn't. You ain't gonna hear me. I see no point in violence. That shit ain't make money. I ain't never seen my OGs really running around talking about they got beef and this and that and the third. They was all about money. So I seen no point in that shit. But it will come later on, it will come with the game when you realize that it will come with the game. And you just gotta make the right choices to avoid that. You get what I'm saying? So, Marcy, to me, like I said, I characterize me to be like top 5 in Marcy that was getting money.
Who's that 5 though?
It ain't 5, matter of fact, yo, they can't, son, when it come to this getting money now, I'm in the top 5. You know what I'm saying? I won't try to, put it in order, but I'll tell you what.
No order, but 5.
Yo, and I'm telling you, Stan Burrell, shout out to Stan, one of the best that did it. You understand? Danny Dan, and me. No, not me. The rest would be Puerto Ricans. You get what I'm saying? It wasn't no niggas taking down no money like we did.
What you mean, Puerto Ricans that lived in Marcy?
Puerto Ricans that lived in Marcy. Rest in peace, Ricky. Yo, it was a nigga in my building, bro, that was way large. And they treated me the same way, like a little brother, like in and out of their crib. Shout out to Fabian, Maldonado, and Brenda, and Josue. And Marcy know who Ricky was.
You say from your building?
He from my building on the first floor. Yes. These niggas was getting it.
And what building Danny Dan? He was from your building too?
Danny Dan was from a different, I don't know. Danny Dan was from a different side, Nostrand side, I believe. Like, I never had any dealings with Danny, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know of him, he knew of me, and we spoke, but I think Danny had so much going on, like, he never really fucking looked at me like, this nigga getting money. You get what I'm saying? Like, I ain't never showed him that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I never showed him that to a point that he was interested in me. He had a lot of them niggas getting money in Marcy, but it wasn't the money that I showed niggas. You understand what I'm saying? Danny made niggas workers. I turned niggas into bosses. That's the big difference from it. That's why I say, yo, I'm in the top 5. Niggas can't fuck with me when they come to getting money in Marcy. They know what it is. They know what it is. You understand what I'm saying? And I ain't talking that shit to be. I'm not talking. I'm talking some bullshit. And not only that, bro, I always remain to be who I am. Like I said, I ain't never, you can go through any stories of what you had. I ain't never that violent shit ain't been me. The only problems I ever got into would be behind Jay. All the violence, all the shit I ever got into was behind him. Being shot, putting guns to my head. That's been behind him. You know what I'm saying? My little brother. Nah, you're not gonna fuck with him. I was good in Marcy, bro. Don't get it fucked up. Like I said, I wasn't on no gangster shit, but niggas wasn't punking me. You get what I'm saying? And I look at it like this, bro. With the people that I was associated with, I felt like I was a made man. People didn't fuck with me because I didn't have that kind of energy to make you be like hating on me. Like, I've always had the energy of like, yo, you want to get some money? Yo, it's all love. I never came around these niggas talking about these niggas is bums and this and that. That ain't been me. Nah, fuck that, nigga. You good or you not good? You play cool. It don't matter, bro. Roll up. It's all there. Roll up. So I made niggas feel comfortable around me. So I never been one of those niggas that was jealous of anybody. So nobody had no judgment on me to be like, I don't like that nigga. You get what I'm saying? And some of the people, like I said, that I was associated with made me a man, made me a made man. Don't get it fucked up. I appreciate those niggas that I talked about not giving me no problems when I was getting money, coming through the projects with big shit on. That's respect. You get what I'm saying? Because they could have came at me at any given time.
Like who? Who you mean? Like
I'm saying the niggas that was robbing them, the Moets and the Hal Bows and all these niggas that was our elders would be, you know how niggas be. They was like, who the fuck is that? With that on.
Mm-hmm.
But I always had somebody next to them that'd be like, nah, don't fuck with him. He good money. He good money, yo. He don't fuck with him. For what? Anything you want, that nigga either can help you get it or he got it. What you know, fuck with him. He's an earner. You understand that? That'll get you a long way, bro. You's an earner. And just niggas just always have fuck with me. Like I said, no problems in the projects and even down to now, man. Like the younger generation that don't know me. Like I said, I don't fuck with their uncles. I don't, their uncles were, shout out to Metcalf. I don't dealt with Metcalf, rest in peace, you know what I'm saying? Where, I used to pay Metcalf to hold me down, to go down to Red Hook. So I had people that fuck with me on the low, on some real gangster shit that was gangsters, that was real gangsters, that fuck with me. Nah, that's just the Dehaven, man. So like I said, while these niggas was really coming into the era of wanting to carry guns and all that shit, son, that shit wasn't me at all. I was just busy doing some other shit. The only thing they knew about me that I had a name for in that projects is that basketball.
I used to bust
Now
ass.
that, yeah, you know what I'm saying? That, oh yeah, I'm gonna give it to you. That's what I had a name for.
If Marcy was busting ass?
Oh yeah, I was giving it up. I was giving it up. I was one of them niggas, nah, don't be standing under that rim thinking it's slow, thinking I'm slow. I'm gonna catch it off the rim on you on some Vince Carter shit. You know what I'm saying? On that. You know what I mean? It's always been love for me, man. Like, I think I just been I was a genuine kid where people looked at me like, yo, he's a good dude. He's shorty good. You know what I mean? I used to carry the Spanish nigga in my next building. I used to carry dope to the dope spot for him. Before school, make me $100 before school. I'm gonna go to his crib, I'm gonna get the book bag, and I'm gonna go up Ellery Street at 7:30. This is when dope was being sold on time schedules. You get what I'm saying? I don't know where they do that shit no more now. But this is when dope was being sold on a time schedule. I would drop that book bag off on Ellery before I go to school at 7:30.
How old you was at that time? Public
12,
school,
13.
junior high school, junior high school?
Junior high school. You know what I'm saying? Not that I was just that kind of cool kid. I was that guy, you know what? The dice game, niggas get ready to come around, it's gonna get stuck up. Guess what? Yo, Dehaven, no bounce, so get up out of here. Oh, let me get up, I'm going. You know what I'm saying? I did not live off my brother, Rec, Born Divine. Shout out to my brother, Born Divine.
That's your older brother.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? All this I did myself, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never been that type of nigga that's what I said. When you hear my name ring through Marcy, it's about really getting money, man.
Your brother had his whole separate own team in Marcy?
Nah, my brother was into something else. He older. My brother was into, them niggas was doing expensive B&Es. You know what I'm saying? I would come home from school and it'd be 30 fur coats in my crib. Nah, no bullshit. And they all work minks and all kinds of shit, worth $5,000 and $10,000 and shit. Them niggas was into some high maintenance B&Es and shit back then. You know what I mean? And that shit used to work. You know what I'm saying? So, and you know, after that, my brother just been doing a lot of time after that, bro. He come from the old school. My brother got like 30 joints in out of his life.
He's still locked in?
Nah, he out, man. You know what I'm saying? He out, and it's a blessing, man. This has been the longest he been out of prison. This is the longest we've been out together. You know what I'm saying? Together out on the street. and it's a blessing, man. He working, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot, you know what I'm saying, for them dudes to come back into, you know, society, you know what I mean? Like, when it comes to this mental health down, now everybody get a understanding on it, because everybody dealing with it. But when you come home, these dudes come home after 25 and 30 years, that shit is something different.